Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are doing the Pizzabox Open Slice of Standard tournament. So I played a bunch of rounds of the tournament. We'll have it cut up and played in little sections. This is the deck tech of the deck itself. This is a mono red aggressive deck that we played the other day on stream, leveraging the new case of Crimson Pulse for a card advantage engine, along with Fugitive Codebreaker to get that card advantage in place. From the other day, I just trimmed on one Phoenix Chick and went up another case, as well as another Squee in place of a Monstrous Rage. I went with the Myrex over the Mishra's Foundry, just because there's more like blue-white and grindier decks, so having a recursive, the Foundry doesn't attack well into the anchorage anyways. Beyond that, the sideboard was like End the Festivities, as well as Vampire's Vengeance for like go-wide decks, Barrages, blue-white decks, Hearse for graveyard decks, Graveyard Hate, or like 4 damage exile removal with Obliterating Bolt, full set of Urabrask Forge, and the last Witch Stalker as well. Kind of all self-contained within there. So that's it with the deck. You'll see the matches themselves. And first two are in the book. And there was some luck, some skill, some misplay. There was a lot of everything in those first two matches. I'll leave it at that. And just waiting out to go to match 3. So catch you on the flip side. Hey all, we're here for match 1 of the Pizzabox Open. We are on mono red. We are playing against Azorius Control. I think this hand's fine. Frenzy's not great, but it's better than nothing. Give our opponent the good luck. So I think in this matchup, we're going to try to bait out here. Question is, do we try for the Wicked roll knowing they have Get Lost? Or I can just discard here. The Frenzy's probably the weakest of it, so just try to get more cards. This also makes the flip from Codebreaker better. So opponent is on... Okay, so they march here, which is fine. Try to get Squee down next turn. I don't particularly want to lock down here, so we're going to throw this out here. If they have no more lies, it's pretty bad, but just removal's fine. Similarly, like temporary lockdown, I don't really care. This version's on Union of the third path as well, so something just to keep in mind as we go through the games. Okay, so they depopulate here, that's fine. 3 cards in yard. Play out the ward here, that means Wandering Emperor can't hit us. They also missed a line drop here, which is nice. Okay, so this is 6 to flip. We can get it reduced as well. So here, because I can't flip this turn, could discard my hand. I could just force another minus here. I could offer the trade. I think we just do this. It taxes their mana a little bit more, which is good. We had the 1 more mana, would have been nice. But this effectively trades their Wandering Emperor. squee, we need one additional card. Okay, so they just go that route. So I think here we do need to prioritize. I'm just gonna take my draw here. We'll kill this. We'll keep the codebreaker alive. Because here they need to decide how they want to navigate this turn. Because they can flash in another Emperor, they can kill my codebreaker, but I want to get it so I can get this pulse going next turn. So if they go something like temporary lockdown or something like that, it gives us a better chance of getting this going. Okay, so they do get another access to the Emperor here. I mean, all these removal spells bode pretty well for us. Okay, so they exile here. So we don't get it, but it took a lot of their resources. So 7 cards, 4, and then we try to sneak the pulse down. So we go squee, try to bait something out of them. And then kind of go from there. So we see Jace come down. I think milling's fine. So we want to prioritize keeping instants in the yard here. We'll try to take Jace out here. There is no pause, which bodes pretty well. They do have 1 negate in their list. So I can force here. They also have access to 1 farewell, which I don't really want to expose this. I think we keep codebreaker here. Kind of force their hand a bit. Okay, so got the No More Lies out. We were also kind of just susceptible there. So I could force codebreaker in. I can also just squee here. Try to get them that way. Could have Wandering Emperor, which taxes them on most of their stuff. So let's see what they do here. Okay, so they're going to Deluge first. So pretty good for us. We get the damage in. So I can auto pay here for the turn that plays me into the sweeper. So I actually think we're going to just prioritize getting pulse here. Because now my case is live. We don't want rage here. We want either burn or... So we're a little soft to the farewell here, but looks like they don't have it. All right, game one in the books. They have Sunset Revelry, Knockout Blow, Elsa, Smite, Chrome Host, Seed Shark. So I'm going to bring in all the Forges in this matchup. I take out the Frenzies. I bring in one Barrage. And I take out the Monstrous Rage. I might want a second Barrage. Like, Monstrous Rage just feels kind of bad into removal. So I think we just go second Lithomantic Barrage here. Hearse, I don't really think we want Hearse. Plus they have like March of Otherworldly Light and other cheap stuff. Frenzy is fine. They don't really play Planeswalkers. This kills Jace as well, which is nice even. So it kind of gets them there. So I think we just run it like this. We might see the second Farewell out of them. All right. I think we run this. Nice aggressive hand. So they go Revelry here. Okay, so they let it through. So we're just going to push damage here. Strike's probably fine for now. That's annoying. So we get the one union out of them. Could go Codebreaker, but that just plays into a sweeper, and I'm not getting much utility out of it. I think we just kind of push through some extra damage here. Let's just gain them like a big chunk of life. To me, that might be like lockdown. I want to do this afterwards. That's fairly likely we see some sort of removal here. Oh, that's great for us. Please, auto-aura my one drop. It's a little aggressive. but I want to curve out here. And if they're auto-wiring, it means that they're pretty desperate. That's 4 in here, so this flips for 2. So if we hit... Okay, so they had the knockout blow, a little annoying, but... So they can go with this. Just trying to get... I'm just gonna codebreaker here. It's not great. Try to get them to tap down here. I don't think we want the barrage. They might be a little too reactive. We might just, like on the play, switch it up. Okay, so try to get that going. Okay, so that's not bad. That is pretty bad, because part of the problem here, they bring in a lot more removal post board. And the fact, like, it's not great. Strike's fine. Because they still need to react here. I think we're still pushing damage in this way. 21. They deduce. They deduce. They find the march. It's annoying because they still have enough to make the Murex token here. Okay, so I solve here. Depending what I draw, I might have to point some damage or keep something back on defense for these mites. So that takes me to 6, so I'll need something back. Okay, Forge is nice. Okay. We're gonna have to be like setting an upkeep stop because I'm probably gonna lightning strike on their upkeep. They know we have one strike, they don't know about the other strike. We're technically representing lethal here. So abilities on the stack. I mean, just force it here. Knockout blow gets me. No! They got me. We needed like a shock. Close. Close. Case is doing what it needs to do. It bought us a lot of time. I might just play... Like, this is just extra burn, and it could help us catch up. I might just play that. I mean, if we drew like a Myrick, they had both Sunken Citadel and Myrics, which is kind of rough. They didn't have Emperor there. They had a couple outs, but I mean, the beauty would have been we attack, we had like a play with fire or something. Kind of go from there. We have Myrics, so I'm going to keep this hand. No play on one's kind of annoying. So I can do a Wicked roll here. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Barrage. A very slow start for us. I think we just gotta like force. They could have the counter here, but this gives me a couple bodies. They could have like Elspeth Smite. Could have Knockout Blow. Knockout Blow's fine. It gets my squee back after. From host. So I could either ignore it or just start pointing burn to the face, but that kind of gets a little annoying. Hate to do this. Doing it now just because they might have the counter. Okay, line's actually good. Okay, so the Emperor here. So with the Samurai, I think we get rid of the Samurai. And then play the case. Forge is nice. Union's big there. So we're gonna bait here. That does take that out. We're going to make a treasure token. I mean, I lose to Farewell, but I lose to Farewell anyways. They need to have land and Farewell here. If they don't, then I'm in a good spot. Solve the case. Okay. Squeak could come back next turn. We have Forge going. Farewell's the worst if they have it. No Farewell, no Farewell, no Farewell, no Farewell. No Farewell! Why would they play that if... It's annoying. Okay, Phoenix Chick's a bit weak here. I maybe should have held off on the Forge just because it plays them already into the Farewell line. So I know they can block with the Anchorage here on the Phoenix Chick. But with a flipped Kumano and this other Myrex token, I can bring back the bird. I just need to get through damage wherever possible. It's annoying. Most lists have like trimmed down the number of Farewell. Lockdown comes down. If I could find like a burn spell. Okay, well, let's try. No attacks here, they would just eat my thing. We won't block here because they could have something like Elspeth Smite or Wandering Emperor to give first strike. I'm actually missing a land to get the bonus. Oh my god. I mean, it's a pretty low value. All right, let's do this. This land has done a lot to help this deck. I haven't missed any gas. go Wandering Emperor here. Case would be really good here. Problem is they're going to be able to make multiple mites per turn. Okay, Forge isn't bad. Mind you, they can turn the corner pretty quick now with these anchorages as well. We just didn't see much, and they saw their Myrex here. They can just grind me out at this point. It's unfortunate. We needed that one turn, no farewell. So I think we let them do this. Pass the turn. It's the graveyard exile, because we would have been able to flip had we had enough things in the graveyard. I think we're just going to kill this now. Okay, I do have the one of End of Festivities, which actually goes pretty hard here. Case would be pretty decent. I'm pretty much dead though. They can play very conservative here. So they have 5. Because they had Get Lost and that, it didn't make much of a difference. They have 5, yeah. Alright, that one was tough. Well, we wait for round 2 now. Next round is up. We are against Domain. We are on the play. We will keep. Give our opponent the good luck game. Get in, get aggro, so nothing like super out of the norm for them. Let's just pull up their list. Nothing. So they are on 2 Wandering Emperors. So that's just one thing to be mindful. Just push through a bunch of damage here. Their earliest piece of interaction is on turn 4. Could dump the land to try to find like another piece of burn. I think we just go Wicked Roll here. And then just kind of run them down. because I had the Myrex token here. Any burn spell basically gets us ahead. They can herd migration for 3 life, but not going to do huge amounts. So they could have depopulate. One, two, actually I missed lethal, but they could have herd migration. Okay. This is a little bit better because it lets me go Myrex here. They don't have double white, which is good. But we can just start pushing through some damage. Okay, herd migration. Gets them to 6. Hopefully they don't have another herd. Okay, so they're dead to any burn off the top. Sunfall doesn't do it for them. They need Angel kicked to be able to do anything. But that should be GG. So Myrex getting it done here. All right. So they're going to have Knockout Blow, Temporary Lockdown, Tranquil Frillback from Host Seed Shark. So we're going to take out the Witch Stalker. I'm going to bring in the Forge. I'm going to bring in the Obliterating Bolts. And I'm going to take out... In this matchup, the Lightning Strike's probably pretty weak. Squeeze also not great because a lot of their removal's Exile. Trim on one of those. Trim on a Monstrous Rage. Probably trim on Phoenix Chick if I would have to say. Maybe just the Monstrous Rage. I could go Lithomantic Barrage as well. Maybe do Barrage. Because it hits Angel, it hits most of the stuff. Try it like that. Nice and quick. This hand looks solid. I think we're going to go Kumano here. And then I can go Swiss Spear or Play with Fire. I have a pause. Okay. Again, Leyline Binding dealing with a 1-drop is fine. Codebreaker, I probably don't want at this point. I want my cases or my Forge. We'll go Squee here. No play here. Pretty nice. Could have Wandering Emperor. Okay, so they just go Invasion. So we might be getting Atraxid next turn. If that's the case, I need to probably push as much damage as possible this turn. Pop that there. I know this plays poorly into Sunfall, but I don't have an answer here. This also just leaves us open to top deck Play with Fire. It leaves us open to like a bunch of different options. They have access to only one white up, so no Wandering Emperor this turn. Knockout Blow gains them how much? 2 life, so that'd put him up to 5. That's 3, 4, 5. I think we just have to go for it. Okay. Keeps them alive for a turn. But again, they're dead to... Case is a good draw. Lightning Strike. Oh my god, why is that the last card? Like, we could have bet Atraxa. Could have bet, like, anything else out of them. Okay, we're dead here. They're just gonna pivot. Man. Okay, so... I think we want the squeeze. Squeeze are fine. They put some pressure on them. Codebreaker's fine. The question's like, do I want another barrage here? They had Leyline. Let's bring 2 barrages. They needed like exactly that line. That's twice in these games. Round 1 was the same. Like, we died to 1 line. We just try this. It's a little land heavy. Okay, case is good. I can't get out of lockdown range. I think we go case here. Second case isn't too bad. Okay, so they may not have the other white for lockdown. think we pass. Maybe should have struck there. My thought here is if they have an angel, I can hit them with it. Okay, so no pause there. We should have this. You have a ley line. No! We're off by 1 here. So frustrating. Okay, no angel. No angel. Just play a tracks up. Fuck. Kidding me?
Announcement received.
Oh my god. I think I have to try to find barrage here. Oh my god, that's so frustrating. That's like 3 games in a row that they had to have the exact. We went to just burn them there. It was correct. They go up to 8 now. Oh my god, like we just... Maybe we just go for it, like not thinking that's the one thing we can't play around. So I got a block here. They have a ley line, I'm just dead. No, that gets it. Well, that was super frustrating. Alrighty, round 3. We had an annoying round 2 where I punted it. Playing blue-white control again. We're on a mull on the draw. Squeeze fine. Could be removal, but don't particularly want to just get rid of this. Might be a play draw situation. Got to keep pushing things out. So this particular version, full set of Sunfalls, full set of March. We have the Wandering Emperor here. Might see a main phase Wandering Emperor. We see a Jace. That only does it to creatures, which is a tad annoying. Don't want monstrous rage. We will just hit him here. Take Jace out. We are a little soft to Sunfall here, which they always have on curve. I think we're just pushing through some damage here. Drawing Stalker here is pretty bad. Like, it's not the card we want in this matchup. So the one thing we want to just be mindful is if they're on 2 Farewell on the sideboard. Frenzy doesn't really have a lot of targets. So I think we're fine to do this. Maybe should have Lightning Strike there just so I could have double spelled next turn. Because they have that. That's annoying. Never punished. This is actually an interesting line. I can I can kill this, kill that. Then it's top deck, top deck. I think we do that. This was actually a really good draw. We had to use a lot of burn on the Wandering Emperor, which was kind of annoying. Another land. Okay, that bodes well. Another land. Gonna keep another case on top. Okay, so that's good because now they keep the anchorage back. We have the lightning strike. Okay, they 1-for-1 Sunfall. Land to be really good. Codebreaker's not bad. So we Codebreaker here. And just pass the turn. They deduce. I could get them to tap down the mana, which probably makes sense. So they either get a clue, it gets them 1 less mana. because they can try to draw here into No More Lies. Okay, so they clue here. So spear on top's fine. Both these are good because I can dump my hand potentially next turn. Okay, so they have another anchorage. One known card in hand. Deluge on top. I think we play this. Play this. I could have discarded to draw, but there's a chance we don't hit anything. And now they're just dead to like burn, or we're gonna set an upkeep stop because we have 2 triggers. You want to set your upkeep. They had Deluge here. They could Deluge for something like No More Lies. They could get for the Wandering Emperor. But we're drawing 4 cards a turn. So the hope is we get some gas there. Okay, so they march there. So get him that way. Got him. Okay, so getting game 1 there, especially on the play on a Maul, was very good. So Forge is coming in. Are they on Shark? They're on 2 Chrome Host Siege Sharks. 4 knockout blows. We might see the Farewell come in as well. So 2 Lithomantic. Coming out all the Frenzies because they don't actually have targets. And the 3 Monstrous Rage, I think. Barrage is interesting because they're on fewer copies of things. The other thing I was trying out was instead of Barrage playing End the Festivities. I think on the play we don't. Probably just better doing this. Like on the draw, on the draw we just keep the barrages. Gives us an answer. Because the thing is this can be cast even without a spell and it still gives us access to something. I think we run it like that. Give it a shot. So I'm actually going to go Charming Prince, discard Phoenix Chick here. basically kind of like free value. And then we can get the Forge. Okay, so they have something, could be No More Lies, could be, so Lockdown would be the best because then I followed up with Forge. They could have Wandering Emperor. Could also just be Exile Forge. Otawara, Forge to hand. Okay. 13. If they Sunfall here, then I play Forge. I think regardless we play Forge because I don't want to commit more into a sweeper here. Okay, not hitting No More Lies there is good. Missing on some line drops is kind of annoying. So I do have to deduce. R12. Farewell's within range. I think we do this. Plays around Ward. And then next turn it lets me play this Fugitive face up. Attack with all 3 and then trigger to get back the Phoenix chick. That's fine. I'm really just waiting for them to tap out of something. So the Union here. I think we want Barrage. I think I take Swiss Spear. Maybe should have been Swiss Spear. Okay, so they do that. Mono's probably too slow at this point. I mean, this plays worse into farewell, but they have to name enchantment then. So then we do it. Sick. 1, 2, just 2 in the yard. Keep Forge on top. Got him. Got him. Mono red. Revenge tour. We back, baby. We back. Round 4 time. We are up against Esper enchantments with Zur. So it's like 5-color Esper. It's a weird one. Got Case Auditor to like find you stuff. Catilda. Errant and Giada. So it's a bit of a weird one. We're going to give it a go. It's definitely a matchup that I'm going to want my... There's 2 temporary lockdowns, main. There's also Leyline Binding that we need to be mindful of. In your combat, target creature gains a whole bunch of stats. You need 5 colors in the permanents you control. I think we're just going to do this. Really want to draw a land for next turn. Hopefully they don't have the lockdown. They're only playing 2 lockdowns, main. There are 4 wedding announcements. They can't. They could have Errant and Giada. They can't have Case File Auditor. They could be missing. I think we just push here. They want to lock down one of these, it's fine. Or binding. Still reasonable. Fugitive's fine. I'd rather keep the Phoenix chick. Zur has flying, but we can push through some damage. Really want to land here. Card that's actually pretty decent, just in terms of like offsetting life gain, Life of Toshiro they have 2 of. They have access to dig up to tutor. Okay, so they got their second white. Leyline of the Guild Pack. It worked the last time, let's do it again. Second Leyline. So no lockdown one time, please. Please no lockdown. Okay, announcement's fine. Cool. So black, white, red, blue, so they could still have the ley line. I mean, it's not changing how we're playing this turn out anyways. We are doing that regardless. Okay. So they're going to bring in potentially Surge of Salvation. They'll have another Life of Toshiro. Let's see what Farsight Ritual is. I don't know. Something blue. They're going to have sweepers, like a lot of sweepers. So we definitely want our Forge package, I think. This matchup's a bit weird because I still do want... Actually, Barrage should hit everything. We get rid of Frenzies here. There are quad wedding announcement. And they are gonna have some answers with like lockdown and stuff, which makes it worse. Question is like, do I shift up here? Play like End the Festivities maybe? We probably don't want Squee. Mind you, Squee gets around like the lockdown. I also like this because it goes over the top. Might be trim a couple code breakers. I could play one End the Festivities. Vampire's Vengeance. I don't think we just maybe play the one End the Festivities. Gonna go from there. Just because this isn't gonna attack into like a lot of their tokens that well. I think this is fine. We play a bit into lockdown, but if I can just chain into Forge, it's good. Sweet. We'll lead on this. Get in our point now while they don't have a blocker. So I kind of want to entice them into the lockdown play. Because now I can go Forge without a counter. And then we just start pushing some damage through. Okay, so we have wedding announcement. That doesn't do much. I think we give them less info first. They don't have farewell, so it's fine. I think we just take the card draw. Sick. Second Forge will be really good here. Push through some damage. Okay, so we see Leyline come down. Okay, another Leyline. Not annoying. But the case is going to be the way we get through this. What we need to be mindful of is think this turn at least, we're just gonna go face. They have the Zur, we're in a bit of trouble, but my case pops off here now, and I have this going. We were hoping that they didn't have like the lockdown into the temp. They had it all. Don't think we're blocking here. Make a Myrex token. So now we're dead. Yeah, I can't beat that. We need to kind of dodge the Zur, but once I get that going, it's pretty rough. That's fine. They have a lot of like cheap ways. I don't think we want festivities. I don't think we want barrage. I think what we do want is maybe like a monstrous rage in that. Just play it like that. I mean, if they're gonna have it, they're gonna have it. I can't do much about it. Ob's not really a heavily played. Actually, with the wedding announcement, I maybe should be playing the other one, Witch Stalker. So no turn 0 ley line. They probably cut it in this matchup. It's a bit slow. Forge is nice. I could discard Squee, but I think we're just gonna go Wicked here, start attacking in. Hopefully, Leyline's not enabled on turn 2. Mind you, they already have 3. Okay, so that's actually really good because that gives me a chance to Squee here. Before they're able to get that going. Wish they put like a tracker on this. No, can we not do that, please? That'd be really cool. Binding here. Question is like, do I just push damage this turn? Probably. That gets them to 5. Lockdown's not enough, and then I have this with haste that I can do. It also means that like it's 2, so that's 4 to flip. That should be lethal. Alrighty, on the board. Nice and quick. Esper down. Round 5 is up. We're up against Toxic. And looks sweet. I think we just play defensive here. Like they can go Serum Snare, but it's not great. Okay, so they do have Fading Hope. They can get in for 1 here. Basically just want them to use their resources. We need to be corrupted here. So if they just go like I think we just pass the turn.
Round timer started.
So we'll just play in the sky this turn. Keep the Swift Spear around. They could have March of Swirling Mists. It doesn't do much. We basically want to play them. That's fine. I'll do the Lightning Strike on their turn, like so that they don't get the haste threat. Don't love doing this, but this is a weird one where we have to kind of play control. Post board, I'm going to bring in a lot more removal, so we're probably better suited. Game 1's going to be a bit tough. Especially, you don't want to use a 2-mana spell on half of a 1/1. They also had 2 of their bounce spells, which is a bit annoying. 3 Fading Hopes. I think here we just codebreaker and then hold up Play with Fire. With the prowess on their turn, we have access, which is fine here. Again, they're spending resources. So let's let them make the decision. I can play with fire this might. So they have an effect there. Gotten quite a bit of bounce out of them, which is nice. Like the fact it's a Swift Spear, we can just play defensively. Yes, we get another mountain. So notably, if this is a hard counter, if I'm corrupted. So we have the ability to start making mites of our own if they don't do anything. We'll see what they do here. Still not corrupted, which is good. I think we continue to play it slow. Scrolls Hive. Rolling Chorus. Discard the mountain here. I don't want him to get lifelink yet. I do think I'm going to kill this mite. So we left some damage on the table, but I wanted to solve the case here because now I'm just drawing a bunch of cards per turn, so I should find either more blockers or more removal. As long as we kind of control the corruption, we're good. Looks like they found another bounce spell though, which is a tad annoying. We can get game one, it's pretty big. I have 3 Play With Fires, 2 more Lightning Strikes, 3 Witch Stalkers. Honestly, even just like Charming Scoundrel defensively. I could Fugitive Codebreaker defensively. We just want to be able to control their board as much as possible. Okay, it's actually kind of good tempo for them. They gain 2. They can... So I take 2, this also... So I'd be gaining 3. I think we just push because they're kind of forced into either using their mana, which limits what they can do. Because the block, I can't really do anything this turn. So it might have been right on that previous Swiss Spear, but we'll see. I can make another Might token here. They go to 4. I have 3 cards I'm going to see next turn. I can gain 6 up to 10. Five toxic. Jawbone Duelist. That one's a scary one. Okay, that's a good one. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to try to block this turn. It's a bit tricky. So I can attack here for 4. If I kill this, I can attack for 6. So 2 here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm 1 short because they take the damage there. I can force the blocker this turn. Can upkeep it to make it bigger and then trade with whatever I do it with. Okay, so that dies. They go to 5. That's 6. They go to 11. So maybe I should have pushed that damage. Close. Yeah. Feel the way I win this. Scroll 5 has been very good for them. And just incidentally seed core. Because I have this flipping over as well. That'll give me some additional blockers. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let him block. So they gain 1, they're at 12. Okay, we got him. Whew. That one was close. That one was close. So, end the festivities, barrage, obliterating bolt, witch's vengeance. I don't think we want the stalkers. They're gonna have knockout blow. So how I usually like playing this matchup is just changing to control. Squee doesn't do as much because like this just kind of puts pressure. Phoenix Chick are fine because they at least fly over. We may want to go down 1 chick in this matchup. Codebreaker. Codebreaker could die as well. Do it like that. Just play control. Might want... Cases are really good because they're going to refill our hand. Phoenix Chick doesn't block, so I don't love it. Doorkeeper Thrall, Toski is welcome. They could bring in Spell Pierce as well. I think we just run it like that. I'm also eating my dinner lunch. It's been a few rounds. It's been like 5 hours. So I apologize to be a little less talkative this one. This hand looks good. I'm going to start maybe with Kumano. We'll see. Because Kumano can exile, which is nice. Hopefully Skrelv on one. That needs to die right away. You can die. Everybody dies. Bloated Contaminator. That one's a bit annoying. 2 out of the side. We had an answer to every other creature. And Rot Priest, damn. Now we're just not finding another land. I think I have to double on Bloated, but just missing line drops here. They had the all creature draw. Like we hit a lot, but I think I need to take it from Bloated. Any instant speed removal would be good. Barrage would be good. I think that's fine. They give us a turn off. Okay, that works. So I have the ability again to trade in combat here. I gotta present it. They have an effect, but I mean, double Rot Priest is scary, but I gotta do it. Would have liked them to just like whiff for a turn. Okay, that's good. So we got to do this. I go to 8 here. Very scary. Do they have charged mites? They do. We will not attack if they have charged the mites. Okay, Scrolls 5 is scary. So, I mean, I lose to charge the mites. So let's just not lose to charge the mites. They haven't played it yet, but no sense of kind of playing into it at this point, I think. Okay, solved. They could have Litho Barrage. Okay. They buy a turn. They can gain 3 life. We're gonna have to block regardless. They can gain the life, but I can't let them because they have a lot of proliferate style effects. That was clutch for them. So I think we do this. Create a wicked roll. They could have an effect here. They could have charged the mites. Yeah. Got him. Got him! Easy peasy. Round 6, we are up against Esper. We continue to be in the do or die bracket. This is Esper mid. I think we keep this. Couple options here. We can kill a bat if needed. They have cut down, they have go for the throat. They take that. I think we just do this. We're gonna hope they don't have the Raffine as the follow-up, which they most likely will because what it's all about. Do want to land here. Could have wedding announcement follow.
Timer started.
I think we do this depending on how they block. I'm just going to take the damage as much as we can press right now. With us missing the land, we just want to push the damage. And if we hit a land, they're going aggro with their bat. They don't really want to trade it. We have 6 points of burn. Second announcement's a little annoying. See what they do here. We're not pushing damage this turn, so I think we just go face here. They do have Make Disappear in their deck. Okay, give me a land. You are not a land. Okay, so that's 3, 6. She's out the win that way. All right, on the board. On the board. So they're going to have knockout blows, Lawrence, negates, cut downs, parasitic grasp. So I do want barrages in this matchup. Probably just go full control mode. Codebreakers. They're unlikely to push through damage, so we'll cut those. I might want the Witch's Vengeance. Deals with a lot of like their nonsense. And then just try to win like the value game. Kind of go like that. Kumano actually doesn't do too much here. I want Obliterating Bolts, maybe. Kind of go like that. And play Festivities. Let's try like that. This hand will not work. Deck hates us, cool. Well, get there. So next turn, we're going to discard Phoenix Chick, I think. So they likely take Frenzy here. That's an interesting one. So they do have Path to Peril, but it gives me my thing back. Which I'm probably fine with. Okay. So I can Wicked roll here. Just in case they go Shieldred here, I'm able to kill it. Kill this in response. They see the double Frenzy. Okay, well, we got Witch Stalkers. We could answer a bit of an odd one. I think we have to do this. It keeps him off white mana. Would have loved if we had one more threat there. I think we're just creating a treasure token here. Very risky to do it the other way. Give me Forge. Forge, give me Squee, give me something. That's important because it hits on the exile. I should probably hold the lands now because if we draw a case, I don't want to discard a Witch Stalker. So actually was incorrect there. Okay, if they go for the throating this, it's fine. So we probably want Squee in this matchup. So yeah, this is where we're punished a little. So we do want to get our hand empty for the following turn. So they're really stuck without white mana here. Forge is really good here. This being stuck in hand's a bit annoying. Show me a creature. Okay, cut down. See, wedding announcement. I'm just going to do this now. I need to get to the point where I'm drawing gas every turn. If they go Shieldred, it's kind of rough. Could have another Emperor. Vampire's Vengeance here. Okay, cut down's fine. So we're just going to take the Emperor off right now. Fiend's annoying. Offense, defense on this is going to be rough. I do get out of cut down range, which is nice. And I have this blood token if needed. Okay. Witch Stalker is nice. We're going to do this. Auto pay for 1. Decline. They make disappear, we get hit here, but probably shouldn't be having make disappear at this point. They had it. Fine. It's chunking in a lot of damage. They need some answers. They could also just be dead to Virtue of Loyalty Hardcast. So that's 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 2. So that's 11. Probably do it all. I needed to play that first. That's 5 there. Sorry, 6 there. So they have to block 2. So 6, and they take that. They block the 6 there. If they take 2, Kitsokuzen. I can try to hit. I don't know. Figure it out. Maybe should I like cycle to find the bird? Xaxes, got it! Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Round 7. We are winning in potentially for top 8 at this point. We need the breakers. We are up against Golgari Midrange. I think on the draw, we're going to try this out, see how it plays out. This is going to be a rough matchup. They have Alcazats, they're in 4 Archfiend of Dross. I think here we're just going to go Treasure Token. Do Long Goodbye. Single copy of Long Goodbye in here. Could attack in here. I think we just need to stalk her here. These Monstrous Rage need to come out. So I could Codebreaker here. That's interesting. Because I need to attack in, I think. We can trade 1 for 1 with the Rage. Yeah, because they have Gix Command. I think we need to do that. This is going to be a rough matchup. I think we just need to push the damage. They go Archfiend here. Okay. Alcazats. I can't get above, so I think we just do this. So they gain 4. That's 9, 10, 11. Don't really get anything great there. Pretty rough, like this matchup. The fact that they have like Sentinel just makes it worse because it goes offense, defense. I need a Witch Stalker. What about another land? Probably just dead here. Too much gas. If they didn't, like, they are playing a 1 of Alcazats. If it wasn't for that, that just gained them like a bunch of life. If it was any other creature, would be okay. I think we're dead, but and they're up to 17. I can't come back. All right, that one was rough. Playing Frillback main as well. So I just want Obliterating Bolts. I want my other Frenzy, and I want my Forges. I don't think we want Monstrous Rage in this matchup. Mono's okay because it gets things dead early. We do want a bit of the burn. Probably trim. Playing 3 Glissa as well. It's honestly probably Kumano. Doesn't do enough. This is a nightmare matchup. So post board, they're going to have Path to Peril, second Alclasats, Choke Miasma. Can't really afford to mull this game. We can Phoenix check here. All right, let's mull to 3. We have to play against Path to Peril too. Okay, so they have cut down. They could have Long Goodbye. They only play 1. They've already used 1 of their 2 cut downs. I wanted to save this for Preacher, which we did. Hope we can dodge the Go for the Throat for 1 turn. Do they have it? Okay, Frillback. I think here I do need to do it. No point doing it now. We take a 5-ball here. See what their follow-up is. Okay, so we got a card out of their hand. Witch Stalker's pretty nice. Okay, that's nice as well. Push some damage in here. We're not going to Frenzy this turn because if they have Alcatzots, then I want to hit Alcatzots. Get rid of Preacher here. Then I can make a Myrex token. Jix's command is like crazy good versus us right now. We survived, so they brought in Duress against us. I don't think we can really play anything else, so let's just run it back, hope for the best. You don't want to play like pump spells when the deck's just got so much removal. No, this hand's not going to do great. I need 1 drop into 2. Ah! Alright. Come on, baby. Yeah. Get Forge going. Sharp-eyed rookie needs to die. That's like a good try to make them have it line. Sentinel. An interesting one. Because I can try to get that going. Sharp-eyed, both having vigilance is really annoying. We gotta kill this. Might have been right to discard, but... Or just never be punished. I think we get this going. This is sacrifice. In case we get like a burn spell. Second Forge is not really going to do much at this point. I need to find like land and a burn spell. Jeez, not even a land. The fact these have vigilance is really rough. Jeez. That's gonna get us. Stumbled on lands, and they got Virtue on top, so it's just gonna blow up whatever I play. Eight, 11. They have the thing. So frustrating. The problem is this deck, they just go bigger. And then I don't have really any, like I can't get through this. That's a